We are going to do a meditation today and just a little bit of a ritual because I felt like it would be nice and kind of fun and unique for you guys to do something just a little bit different. So today we're going to start with doing a little bit of a sage burning. And I will do that here because then you guys don't have to smell it and take care of it. And so sage has just been used for like a million years. You guys are welcome to look that up and read about its properties and what it does. And every once in a while I do it. It literally looks like a bundle of, right? It's kind of crazy looking. And you can buy them in a million places. True, they're like super easy to find. However, I will tell you, I will warn you in advance. I do this to cleanse space, cleanse items. So it's an energy thing, if that makes sense. And so I will use this to do that. And so you will, if you ever want to do it at home, you can. I will tell you, it smells like you're using marijuana. And I'm not actually kidding. I've done a couple of these in my home. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to do this for you guys. So this is me passing along a cleansing to all of you. So we're just going to, so you can see that. Okay. But it smells kind of like marijuana. I'm going to tell you, my daughter came home one day when I did the first one. I did my whole home. She was like, what have you been doing all day? I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm not sure how you know what that smells like, but let's just talk about the fact that it's sage, okay? So I'm just going to tell you, okay? So you kind of have to light it a bunch of times. I walk through with my bundle. It's lit, and you'll see, like, then you kind of can blend it and kind of keep the coals going a little bit. And then you take and you put it all in the corners of your home. You can put it around your own person, like cleansing yourself spiritually. You can do it, like I said, for items. If there's things that feel like they have like negativity attached to them, you can do this and it's like a cleanse. It's really awesome. And so worst case, this doesn't hurt you. I would say, at least one of my dear friends on here is super sensitive to smells. This is not something she's gonna do in her home, okay? So if you're gonna do this, I would do this with open windows, and just like I said, air out the home so it doesn't kind of feel funky or smell weird. But truthfully, like I actually love doing these. And I can't tell you how many times I've used this bundle and it like looks like I haven't done anything with it. So, and it's already out. So I just always have something for safety to kind of like set it in if I need to. So I'm going to put this aside. But I did a little cleanse for you guys. I just sent you guys kind of like a clearing. And I love doing that. And the first time somebody did it for me, I thought it was super weird. And then I was like, oh, I actually think that's really awesome. And so I just wanted to do that with you guys. And then I'm also going to burn some incense today. Again, this is a thing that for some people that are real sensitive, they would like not dig this. And that's totally okay. You're not like, your meditation or process is not like hindered if you're not abundantly using, okay? Like you'll be okay. You'll be okay. If this is not your shtick, that's okay. So I have a little like set of hands. Aren't they cool? So this is what I put it's kind of like an offering. That's how I view when I use incense, like an offering. And I like it because it helps me stay present. Everybody doesn't dig it again, right? So these are just things that I'm just walking through ritual with you guys to spend some time. So I showed you guys the sage. I'm going to do just one more thing. And you guys saw that like the smoke was coming out of it. So I'm just going to light this up a little bit again. And just send you guys some energy. So I want to send you guys healing and cleansing energy that you might be able to use this as a way to start fresh, to be present, to love yourself, to have some peace. And wherever it is you're going, that your path may not be hindered in some way that is not serving you, that you might find your best version of yourself, be true to who you are, and take this as a sign that it is a time to listen to yourself, your needs, your instincts, your intuition, and that you will go where you need to go. Right? So that is for all of you guys. So that's kind of my blessing to all of you. And so I'm going to put my sage away now. So I did an extra. So you guys have had a couple of cool things to kind of enhance our day-to-day. And so, like I said, I really like it. It smells really funny. I'm being very straight, right? It's not everyone's cup of tea. I think it's beautiful, but I get that it's not everyone's thing. So I'll do it for you and then you don't have to do it. But if you're ever interested, read about it. It's really interesting. Sage fascinates me. And now you guys have had a lovely energy cleanse and I sent you guys this blessing. And so I hope that you guys can take that in and use that as you need. So we are going to do a centering meditation today. So I'm going to encourage you guys to settle into what's comfortable. So whatever in your space, I literally have a mat. So I like to show you guys, I'm sitting on my mat and my cushion. I have a meditation cushion. So this is what my mat looks like. Okay. So I'm going to use that as a reference today. And I want to use it as a sort of a symbolism as well for all of you. So I'm going to refer to your mat a little bit in our meditation today. And there's a reason for that. But I want you to kind of just go there with me today and visualize a mat. If you have one, that's great. If you don't, that's okay. What we want you to learn with time, whether it's yoga or meditation or anything that you're doing, is that you can show up, and the minute that you show up on your mat or in the space where you do your stuff or whatever it is, that your body instinctively knows what it needs to do. Okay, it's super cool. So you sit down. So when I sit down and meditate, my body literally knows, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. So when we practice something enough, it becomes this really natural, easy kind of process, and that's really what we're looking to create for all of you around a meditation or a centering practice. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And so what I want you to do is you can sit up or lie down. You can find a comfortable position. So the most important thing is that you have a comfortable position. Okay. You just kind of plug into that, whatever that might be. And take a moment and just kind of, notice for yourself, like, where are you sitting today? What are you bringing to the mat, right? That's what I'm going to call it. What are you bringing to your practice today? Are you bringing high energy and stress? Are you already feeling at peace? Are there certain feelings that are really resonating with you today? Have you had something that's kind of winding around in your mind today? Our crazy brains always get going on things, and is there something that's kind of been, stewing up there for the day? Is there some, again, worry that you're kind of sitting with? So I'm gonna really just ask you to kind of spend a moment and become really present with that and notice what might be there right now and not judge that. So I want you to do this without any judgment. Just give yourself space to kind of recognize what is. So just noticing that. And I'm going to ring our bell to begin our centering practice together. We'll be talking a little bit as we go, which might be just a little bit different than a regular meditation, but I want to be talking about maybe pieces of things that we're doing and why. So if I do that, that's, just roll with it. You guys can just sit and relax. You can have your eyes open or shut. Again, whatever is most comfortable to you is great. If your eyes are open, just looking just a little bit ahead of yourself. As we begin, we'll just do a regular, routine, relaxed breath for whoever you are, whatever your breath looks like. You're just going to settle into that. And then we're just going to do some centering. Okay, so here we go. So we're just going to come to our practice today and be aware of the things that are going on and aware of how we're feeling and what we're bringing into our practice for the day. In a very non-judgmental way, you're just going to notice whatever is there and sort of nod to it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if this is my mat and this is my space, then if I have lots of things going on this week, and events of things I'm thinking about, then I kind of like nod to it. Like, yep, I see you there. Yeah. Zach is on travel today. Like, I nod to it there, and I've got some errands to run for camping this coming weekend, and I give a nod to that. Got a lot of work to do today, right? So all the things that are on my mat that are kind of like riding around in my mind, I'm just going to nod to that. So I want you to just take a moment while you're just, relax, breathing, and just mentally and emotionally kind of give a nod to the things that are on your mat with you today. And just honor that for a moment. And then what I want you to do, and this is really important, this is a piece of today's centering meditation that is really crucial, and I want you to learn to take and set that aside. So I want you to visualize taking those things and setting them off your mat. If it's like squooshing them off your mat, if it's lovingly and gently setting them off to the side, whatever it is, you're going to create a space to just be here right now, and this is all that we're going to be doing together. And those pieces of things, you can't do anything about them right now. We're going to set them aside in honor and loving them and knowing that we'll come back to them when we're done with our time. But I really want you to work on letting that go. So anything you're showing up to your mat today with, I want you to just let that go. So you can really be present. And just doing normal breath, relaxed breathing. Taking a moment to clear that space for yourself. And then I'm going to invite you to pause and take another moment and readjust if you need to adjust anything to be sitting or laying comfortably. So whatever it is, if there's a little something you need to scooch around to do or a shift you need to make, please feel free to make that move again, whatever it is that's going to allow you to be comfortable in this space. Just go ahead and make those adjustments now. So for today, we are going to set an intention for our practice. And our intention is going to be to just be present. To just be present to this moment. Be present to what is. And then what I want you to do is we've kind of settled into a relaxed form of breath. And now we're going to challenge ourselves just a little bit. And we are going to do a 4 count in breath and a 4 count out exhale. So you're going to take an inhale for 4 and an exhale for 4. And so just go ahead and at your own pace, that's comfortable for you, right? Just wherever you are, go ahead and do that breath. 4 counts in and 4 count out. And try to create a really beautiful loop with your breath if you can. If you can connect where the top of the breath is and that downward spiral of it, if you can kind of connect that inhale to the exhale in a really beautiful loop. Imagine that if you can. And let's do 2 more of those sets. Now, what we want you to do is we want you to shift your breathing once again. And I'm going to have you shift into an inhale of 6 and an exhale of 6. So we're going to do a 6 count instead. Again, that looping breath, that inhale and looping around visually for yourself, and then down again, exhale for 6, inhale for 6, and exhale for 6. And at your own pace and your own comfort, like I said, just focus in on that counting of the breath if you can. And again, connecting that breath that it feels almost continuous. You can kind of visualize in your body the breath coming in through your nose and down into your belly and back up again. and out through your nose again. So if the visualization helps at all, you're going to breathe in for 6, down into your stomach, down into your abdomen, swooping back up again, and then back out through your nose. And again. And just remembering to be present wherever you are today. Our intention is just to be in this space, breathing and present. I'm going to have you do 3 more of those 6 count breaths, please. And one thing that can help us too is if you make a little bit of an audible noise as you are breathing, it allows you to connect a little bit more deeply. So if it helps you to do that, you can also do that. It's kind of a little bit of a space in the back of your throat that you kind of just make a little bit of extra sound, kind of like the ocean. In yoga, they call it the Ujjayi breath. And now we're going to transition, now that we're done with our set of 6 count breaths. We're going to do one more. And we're going to do a count in for 4 and an exhalation for 8. So you're going to double. So you're going to breathe in for 4 and then release for 8. And breathe in for 4 and release for 8. In for 4 and out for 8. Let's do 2 more of those. So inhale for 4, exhale for 8. Inhale for 4, exhale for 8. And when you're done with that, I want you to just come to relaxed breath again. Come back to a completely, perfectly relaxed breath for you, and just settle back into that. And I want you to imagine in your heart center a beautiful ball of light right in your chest center. And maybe for some of you it's just a glowing light. For some of you it might have movement to it. Whatever it is perfectly great. I want you to just notice that right there in that heart center. And I want you to imagine that center of light going out, away from you, to encompass the space that you're in to encompass your home and maybe your street and your neighborhood, people that you love. Maybe people you don't even know, but you're just going to send that beautiful energy, that unique quality, divine piece of who you are out into the world. And visualizing that and just doing your normal breath. Or just being present here right now in this moment on our mats, in our practice. Being connected to something bigger than ourselves when we're in this place. Our best inner wisdom. And just being present. Just being here. I just invite you to pay attention to your breath and what it's like to just be present here. You can tip your chin just a little bit forward down to your chest a little bit. That's comfortable. And kind of begin to come back into awareness. And this last one, I just want you to listen all the way till you can't hear it anymore, okay? So you can come back into the space and just your awareness again and wiggle your fingers and toes if need be, or shift around again a little bit. It's kind of nice when we kind of feel like we kind of woke up after doing a centering or meditation. It just kind of feels good to come back into the space and be present. So in order to wrap up today, we're going to talk about, I know I have had a couple of people talk to me about the complexity of sitting still and letting go and not having thoughts and doing those things. I'm going to tell you that I think that one of the greatest things about meditation, two greatest things about meditation. One is that you can do it in so many ways. Okay, so not to be stuck in believing that you have to do meditation this very Zen monk style, sitting on your mat and thinking about nothing, and that is only one way to meditate. There are so many. So getting in touch with a thing that really works for you with meditation and with just being centered, just being quiet, just having stillness. And so it doesn't have to look like one thing. So that's a big deal to me, because I think we kind of get stuck and then we're not creative and then we're not really showing up and being engaged in our meditation. It's like can kind of come to pass where we sort of show up and we just kind of sit, and it's but we're not maybe getting something out of it. I really want you to show up and take something away from your time. If you're honoring yourself and your life and your what you need by showing up here, let's make that really useful to you. So please do what is needed to show up and have an experience that feels like it is beneficial to you. So this is just one way today, was me guiding you through it and providing a environment where you could just sit and listen and follow along and hopefully pay attention to what I was saying and encouraging you to do versus doing it yourself, and that's great. And there is a space and time for you doing your own meditation. That's something that I think comes with time personally. Not to tell you can't try it anytime, you should, and I'd encourage you to do that. I would just tell you that I think it takes a little bit of time to get comfortable sitting, and then we become aware that our mats or our place that we go go do this is our sacred space to sit and do this, and it becomes much more natural to sit down and kind of come to peace. So if you're not there, it's okay. Don't judge yourself, just be present. I really want you to take away from today that concept of moving the things that are on our agendas off of your mat. Why do you think I would recommend that? Why do you think it's important to sit and create a space on your mat or wherever you are, right? I just use my mat because that's what I'm sitting on. Why do you think it's important to create space? For me, if I go into my practice and I'm actively sitting there worrying about the things I have to take care of and thinking about the things I need to be doing, thinking about the thing I said, whatever it might be, I'm really not being present to my practice. I'm not being present to myself. I'm not being present to something that is bigger than myself that I believe in showing up for. So it's so important to give yourself that room. And in terms of self-care, creating space where we can be without all of our stuff on our mats in our lives is so important. And it's such a nice skill to have the ability, even in a moment when you're not on your mat. So the coolest thing about yoga is, my yoga study teacher really said it the best. She said, we do yoga to create an effect. Our job as teachers is to create an effect for our students. And then for you to be able to take that effect, right, and translate it into your own practice, because it's not my practice. I'm just sharing it with you, right? I'm not like the expert. I'm just giving you a guideline. And then it's your ability to create effect in your life when you're not on your mat, right? So everything we do in yoga and meditation is beautiful flexibility in terms of what we can do with it. And what that means is it translates into every area of your life. So everything that's beautiful about meditation or centering, whatever you want to call it, relaxation, really it's meditation. When we do that, we're taking away the flexibility of being in the moment. We're taking away our ability to sit with our experience and be aware of it and not judge it. So there's all these things, right? Finding stillness, finding peace, making space to be creative if we need it, because I can't just show up and do, a traditional old meditation, but I have to sit and I do some movement while I do my meditation. Great. All of those concepts, you guys, go with us into the world. And then we translate that into how we experience our lives, how we interact with people around us, the things that we do. And so it's really amazing how it shows up, but we have to create that space. Does that make sense? We are responsible to create that effect for ourselves. And it is why we have yoga, why we have meditation. Those things are so much bigger than just an activity, right? I think if we view something like this big, our yoga practice, our meditation, we do it, we go, yeah, so I can just show up and do some poses and I'm out, now my time is done, What I would say is it's still good, no judging. However, you might be missing a big piece of the puzzle that's actually going to create space for you to transform your life. And so when you guys show up to centering meditation, when you guys show up to your mat and do practice, I don't care if you're in the grass somewhere. The cool thing is that we can do yoga in a million ways, and we can bring these pieces, these values and these ideas about the things that we glean while we're in meditation, while we're in a yoga class, and we transfer that out into our lives. And it comes back to us in a million ways. Too many ways to count. So that's the coolest, powerful thing about, I think, yoga and doing these practices is just the transformative possibility we get by engaging in that. And so I just want to pass that along to you guys. It's something to kind of think about. And today was all about just being present. And it's something that I think is so crucial to self-care, is being present. If we're not present and checking in with ourselves, it's very hard to gauge our awareness and where are we and what am I needing and how can I keep moving myself forward, and how can I be engaged in this in a way that's going to support me and create something beautiful for my life. And so that's why I think this is so essential. So I hope that this was a good centering and meditation experience for you. For those of you guys that are new, if you got antsy, it's okay. It's very crucial when you're doing a practice to just allow those things to happen. And if they happen and a thought comes in, you just let it go. If a feeling comes, you recognize it, you can honor it, you can kind of let that go. So everything that comes onto your mat, so to speak, right? And that's what I talked about when we started. We want to kind of take and gently, lovingly slide that away. So we just create this space in this moment right now for what I'm doing. That's it. It sounds simpler than I know that it feels when you're on the mat, but I'm just telling you that we are creating space for you to just be present with your own things, your own life, your own divinity. The most essential part core of who you are is where you're coming to sit with when you come to your mat and do these practices. And like I said, it has big lasting reach when you start doing them on a regular basis, trust me. Every little bit's good, but the more consistently you begin to practice, the more you find that these things are going and flowing into your life. And that's really kind of what I'm hoping for all of you when you start doing these practices, is like making them more an essential part of your day rather than just something you might do on them, on the side. Like, hey, today I'm going to do that, and then 3 months from now I might pick that up again. But again, just being any moment you're doing this is really great. I mean, every moment is a beginning, and every moment is a time that you're taking for yourself is a beautiful gift. And so I'm grateful that you joined me, and I hope you were able to relax, find some peace, find some quiet. If it wasn't perfect, it's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's why we call it practice. So just be patient with yourself and come back to these things time and time again. So if there's another meditation I have on there, you want to try that, go sit with that again. If you like this one, you can re-listen to this one again. So taking these things and using them as they are supportive and helpful to you is that's essential. Or finding something else. It doesn't have to be me. There's a million people that do meditations and centering and classes and all those. Go, by all means, go out in the world and access all of that. It's all great stuff. And so, like I said, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. And this was our working to be present meditation centering exercise. And like I said, I hope you got some benefit out of that and that you take that out into the world to benefit you as much as possible and those around you. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves, and we will be back again to do some meditation another day.